y'all, welcome back, and welcome if you are new. My name is Sam and welcome to my channel. I have some easy and delicious weeknight meal ideas for you this week, so let's just get right into the video. Alright guys, we're going to start this week out with the McDonald's Adult Happy Meal. Now, we do not eat fast food that often. Mostly it's when my husband comes home, we will eat out like at Applebee's or something like that. We don't normally get McDonald's unless my daughter wants chicken nuggets. But I seen the Adult Happy Meal on a commercial and I was like, yes. And I seen it come with toys. Now, this is nostalgic for me. Now, McDonald's, I don't know what's up with these toys, but these are not from my childhood. So I don't know what era these toys are from, but if these are from your era, let me know in the comment section down below. But I don't remember these. Yeah, this is just something that I'm not going to repurchase. If I'm feeling a Happy Meal, I will get the kids version of the Happy Meal, or I'm just going to order the 10-piece McNugget meal. This is, you guys, this was so expensive. Oh, it broke my heart in my wallet to get these. But anyways, unless you want the toys, then by all means go ahead and pick this up. But for me, I'm going to skip this. Now, I do know that on the 18th of October, I think, they're going to come out with the Halloween baskets. Now, these I remember, so I'm probably going to pick these up when it comes out. But as for the Adult Happy Meal, this is a hard pass for me. Alright, tonight I am making Philly cheesesteaks and some fries. So what I've got going on here is I've got my little hoagie rolls here. I've got some minced garlic, some salt and pepper, some Worcestershire sauce. I've got this pack of like steakums. It's like thinly sliced steak. I've got some American cheese. You can do provolone or you can do Cheese Whiz, whatever you have on hand or whatever you prefer. And I've got an onion. And you can also put some peppers in here if that's what you like. But what I'm going to go do first is I'm going to thinly slice my onion and get some butter and oil melting on the stove in a large skillet, and then we'll get these going. Okay, to my pan here I just have some olive oil and some butter. I've got a tablespoon of each, and I thinly sliced my onions, so I'm going to go ahead and add those in. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. And a tiny bit of Worcestershire sauce just to get some flavor on those onions, because we're going to be adding more Worcestershire sauce when we add the meat in. So I'm just going to go ahead and cook these down until they're nice and tender and slightly caramelized, and then we will add in the meat. Okay, so my onions have been cooking for about 5 minutes and they're nice and caramelized. I am going to go ahead and add in all of the meat here. It's thinly sliced. It comes right off of the paper. I'm going to get all of that in there, and I'm going to get that started. And we will add a little bit more Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper, and once the meat is cooked through, we're going to add some garlic, toss it through, and it'll be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you right back here.
Hey, I think that you're in over your head. Now I'm done talking. This time I might go out with my like I need my territory. So why are you still so needy? You're in over your head. Phone is ringing, always at a bad time. Every time you flash your name, always leaving, then you got me chasing you like I'm the one to blame. Oh, I think you're so...
Okay, so the meat is completely cooked through. I'm going to go ahead and add in some garlic. You can add as much or as little as you want. We love garlic, so I'm going to add just a little bit, more than normal. Now, while the meat was cooking, I went ahead and lightly buttered the hoagie rolls. Popped them in the oven for about 5 minutes, just until they were nice and lightly golden brown. So this is done. What you're going to do now is just take your meat, pile as much of it as you can fit onto your toasted hoagie rolls, and then you're going to top it with whatever cheese you want, and you're going to put that in the oven for about 5 minutes or so just to melt the cheese, and then you will be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it gets done. Okay, so this is what they look like when they come out of the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and plate this up, and then I'll show you my plate. Okay guys, here is my plate. I've just got the Philly cheesesteak here, some fries with some ketchup and black pepper, and that's what's for dinner tonight. Alright guys, so for dinner tonight, I'm going to make my apple cider baked salmon. It's so good, so easy. So I've got some salmon here. This is just the frozen salmon you get at your local store in the freezer section. You just thaw it out and pat it dry. For the seasonings, I've got some olive oil, salt and pepper, got some sage, and some thyme. You can of course use fresh if that's what you prefer. I'm just going to do dried today. For the vegetables, you can do whatever you like, whatever you enjoy, whatever your family enjoys. Today I'm going to use a pumpkin, some of these gemstone potatoes. I've got a couple of sweet potatoes here, some carrots, and an onion. For the sauce or the glaze that goes on top of the salmon, this is everything you're going to need. You're going to need some apple cider, some mustard of choice. I typically go towards stone ground, but you can do whole grain if that's what you like or have on hand. You can also do Dijon. You're also going to need some maple syrup. This is our favorite, but you can use whatever you have on hand or whatever kind you like. You're also going to need some apple cider vinegar and some butter. Okay, so I'm going to preheat my oven to 425 degrees. While that is coming up to temp, I'm going to go ahead and peel, seed, and dice my pumpkin here. I'm going to wash and half my potatoes, peel my sweet potatoes, and cut them up into little cubes. I'm going to half my carrots and cube up some of this onion, and then I'm going to put all of that on the sheet tray. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you back here and we'll season it up. Okay, so I've got all of my vegetables peeled, chopped, and halved. I've got the pumpkin here, carrots. We got some of these gemstone potatoes and some onions. So now what I'm going to do is add a little bit of oil to this along with my spices and my herbs and give it a toss. And I'm going to put this in the oven at 425 for about 20 to 25 minutes, just until they are starting to get tender. I'm going to take them out and flip them over, and then we will add the salmon. Okay, so I've got all of my vegetables well seasoned and they are ready to go in the oven. I've got my seeds back here soaking in some water. It just, for a couple of hours, it'll help separate the seeds from that stringy bit. You can roast these, but I'm going to dry these out and plant them next year. So I'm going to pop this in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes and then we'll flip them and add the salmon. Okay, while the vegetables are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and season my salmon with some salt and pepper. In my pot here, I've just got the maple syrup, apple cider vinegar, butter, and some whole grain mustard, stone ground mustard, and I've got some salt and pepper. If you hear anything in the background, it's the neighbors. They're riding their four-wheelers back and forth, and I've got the windows open, so just ignore that. But I'm going to go ahead and put this on the stove, bring this up to a boil. When it comes up to a boil, I'm going to turn the heat down to low and let it simmer for about 5 minutes, and then we will move on and put the salmon on the vegetables. Okay, so the vegetables cooked for about 30 minutes. I took them out and I just tossed them around, made some wells in the center, and just laid the salmon down. So now all I'm going to do is top the salmon with the glaze. If there's any glaze left over, I'm just going to drizzle it all over the vegetables. And then I'm going to put this back in the oven for about 10 to 20 minutes, just until the vegetables are tender and cooked through and the salmon is cooked through. So I will show you what it looks like when it gets done. Okay, here is my plate. You can serve this however you want. This is absolutely delicious, and this is what we're having for dinner tonight. Okay, so tonight I'm just going to make my pasta with tomatoes, and I'm going to grill some chicken to go along with it. I've just got some chicken thighs here, and in here I've just got some olive oil, lemon juice, salt and pepper, and a little bit of Italian seasoning. So that's been marinating for a while. It's at room temperature, so that's good to go. For my pasta, I've just got some spaghetti pasta here. I've got some olive oil, some like little medley tomatoes I just got cut in half, some Parmesan cheese, some chicken broth, salt and pepper, some of this Italian herb mix here. I've got some butter, and this is optional. I just have it, and I felt like just to add a little bit right at the end. So I'm going to use a little bit of that, but you certainly don't have to do that. So what I'm going to do is, when my water comes up to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and add my pasta, get my chicken on grilling, and then we will make our sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll bring you back when we get our sauce going. So I've got my chicken here. It's cooked completely through. I've just got it sitting here just hanging out. I've got my pasta going. I've already salted it and put my pasta in there, so that's cooking up. In my pan here, I've just got about a tablespoon of butter and about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my tomatoes. Right in there. I'm going to go ahead and add in some salt, pepper, and my Italian mix blend, and we're going to let that cook up until the tomatoes are tender and soft. Okay, so this has been cooking for about 5 minutes, and my tomatoes are quite tender. So I just went ahead and added in my chicken broth, and I'm going to let this cook down for about 5 to 10 minutes. Just to further soften those tomatoes and reduce down a little bit. Okay, so my pasta is al dente, so I'm going to go ahead and add that in. But first I'm going to add some basil that I've just torn up, along with a couple of sprigs of green onion. So I've got that going in there. And then I'm going to add my pasta, give that a stir, mix that all around, and then we will add some cheese. Alright, so I added my pasta, a little bit of that pasta water, and some Parmesan cheese. So now I'm just going to give this a stir, and if you need more pasta water to make more of a sauce, you can certainly add more. When this is all mixed up, I'm going to add a teaspoon of that truffle oil, and then this will be ready to go. Alright, here is my plate. I've just got the pasta with tomatoes here and some chicken that I've just sliced up, and that is what's for dinner tonight. Y'all, this is so good. Okay guys, this week's meal plan. We're going to have a few crock pot meals this week. Monday we're going to have crock pot Thai coconut chicken meatballs with rice. These are so good, and it's a switch up from beef, so we're going to be having that on Monday. Tuesday we're going to have crock pot Salisbury steak with some baked potatoes on the side. I have been wanting some baked potatoes. It just sounds so good to me, so we're going to have that on Tuesday. Wednesday we're going to make chicken and rice. Thursday we're going to have the Pioneer Woman's spicy Dr. Pepper pulled pork, but I'm going to be cooking it in the crock pot, and I will have all of the delicious leftovers for the weekend. We're going to have that with french fries, and Friday I'm not too sure what we're going to have, probably leftovers. Plus I'm going to be filming a fall desserts video for you guys, so that is what is coming up. So yeah, that's this week's meal plan. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.